Good evening, and thank you for joining us for tonight's Something to Talk About. We are at King's Restaurant, of course, in Tamuning, and they have provided with us the regular fare. Of course, we've got fruit. We've got a couple of different guests tonight. We are going to be talking about Marines. Not the animal life that you find in the ocean and not the ocean itself. We're talking about the U.S. Marine Corps. Is there any other branch of service? Okay. Anyway, no fights here. We have got a couple of Marines that are in the studio tonight. We're going to be talking about the upcoming Marine Corps Ball and the ongoing Toys for Tots, a very long Marine Corps mission that takes place on Guam, and we are so happy to talk about how you can give away some free toys to these children who are most in need. We're something to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, so come on back. And welcome back to Something to Talk About. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. We are here at King's Restaurant because we've got the fruit, which is our regular part of our set. Welcome to the fruit. There's 4 toothpicks, so you don't have to share a toothpick. There's apparently today we have honeydew and we have lettuce. That's awesome. Which is not fruit, but we have grapes, which is a big hit. I want to introduce to you my new friends, actually. Master Sergeant Pauline Franklin is here to my left, and you are Captain Raphael Warfield. Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How did your parents name you Warfield, knowing, oh, my son's going to be a Marine?
You know, there's a lot of controversy as far as where my name actually came from. So I don't.
Or did you just make it up when you joined the Marines?
No, I've had
That's a better story.
Yeah.
No, I've had it.
It's really Smith. It was Doe.
You know, there's very few occupations that I had. I either had to be an entertainer or a military person or professional sports person. So.
Yeah, so Warfield is a good name. Solid man name. Solid Marine name.
It fits.
Okay, so where are you from? Let me start with you. Where are you from?
Originally from Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri.
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to think of what happens at Springfield, Missouri.
There's the St. Louis Arch, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Kansas City Royals right now.
Absolutely, I apologize.
A lot of play.
Okay, I forgot all about that.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. I thought it was just the bread or something that came from there. No. And Pauline, where are you from? Do you mind if I call you by your first names, by the way?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm originally from California, but married into the great state of Texas.
Oh,
so
look
I'm
at
sure
you.
some of your veterans that know anybody who's from Texas.
We know California. Oh, sorry.
So everybody who's from Texas knows Texas.
Where are you from in California?
Originally from 29 Palms, which is where a Marine.
In desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the middle of the desert, where there's a Marine Corps base, because my father was a Marine.
And so that's how it happened. That's how it all became the way it did. I hear that all the time. It's like one Marine begets another. It's the Marine Bible. So your father was Marine, or is a Marine, and your mother?
She was a spouse and followed him around. And,
wow.
And so he finally retired. Years ago, 81 or so.
So how did you become in the military and then be born in California?
Well, I was born at the base out there.
Oh, I see. Okay,
so,
that's right. Yeah.
So because he was stationed out there at the time,
right.
And then we did a little bit of traveling around, like most military folks do. So I did a little bit of traveling around, and then I was very young when my father retired, so I don't ever remember
him being a Marine.
Yeah, I don't remember him being in uniform. I never lived on a base, that kind of thing.
So how did that happen? Did he, every night before you went to sleep, this is the story about a Marine, and then sort of influence you that way, or where did that come from?
No, actually, I had never planned to be a Marine. I was going to college, and as most young people go about their lives, and you realize, okay, this is maybe not where I want to be right now, and I wanted something else. I was looking for something else, and my mother said, please go talk to the recruiter and find out what he can do for you.
No kidding. Yeah. So your mother was the
mom
one who said, and your father must have been really happy.
Oh, he was very. He never told me that I want you to be a Marine. He never said that.
Yeah.
But needless to say, when I graduated from boot camp, he flew across the country to be there.
I bet he did. Wow. Yeah. And so you, Raphael, you were growing up in Springfield, Missouri, and then something happened.
Well, if you ask my mother, she'll tell you that I started off wanting to be a cowboy, then a clown,
and
then I settled on wanting to be a lawyer.
So which one stuck?
So similar.
The lawyer stuck. The lawyer stuck. So I went through high school, undergrad, and law school. I wanted to be a lawyer, and then in law school I actually discovered the judge advocate program for the military. And then after doing research about the different services, I eventually decided on the Marine Corps was the way I wanted to go as far as being a judge advocate.
Wow. I've never heard that story before. I mean, I've never heard that story from a Marine before.
Right.
That was the path that you went.
The Marine Corps is different from the other services in the fact that every Marine officer goes through the same pipeline. So as a judge advocate, I wasn't just going to go to the fork and knife school and then get shipped out to the fleet. I went through the same processes in all the grunts, all the artillery officers, and all the comm officers as well. So it's a great experience.
So you decided that you weren't going to go into private practice and move down to Atlanta and be some high price with a beautiful lady on your side and then make millions of dollars. You're like, I'm going into the Marines.
That's exactly how it went.
Well, good on
That's
you.
exactly how
Well,
it went.
good on you. Well, thank you, and thank you for deciding that. How many Marines? How many lawyers, or what is the occupation in the Marines for lawyers, for attorneys?
The number of us.
Is it a big group of
No,
people?
we are a very small community within the Judge Advocate Division, the Marine Corps, and then within the DoD as a whole. I believe in the Marine Corps we are under 1,000.
Wow.
In the entire Corps.
So you're in a very specialized field.
Exactly.
Well done.
We're the secret weapon of the Marine Corps.
Look at that. Now, what brought you to Guam? How is that you both came to Guam? Since you've got the microphone, what brought you to Guam, and how did this
I
come
finished
about?
my tour in Camp Pendleton, San Diego, and I was talking to my monitor about the next moves, and he told me about a new billet that had opened up, because this is the first time we've had a judge advocate here on Guam, and was talking about the different opportunities and the different things that were going on here in the area, and I was very intrigued about seeing a new part of the world and seeing the Marine Corps develop at the beginning stages in this area as a whole again. So it was one of those opportunities that I had to take advantage of.
So what sort of things do you do? What sort of cases do you handle?
Well, as a staff judge advocate, I do everything from advising the command on military justice issues, as well as environmental issues, administrative law issues.
I see.
And then here in Guam, because of the fact that we are so small and there are so many different other things that we cover, I've gotten the opportunity to branch out and not just do typical lawyer stuff, but also getting into more of the operational side of things, the exercise and training side of the house as well. So it's been a lot of opportunities that have been opened up to me here. And then on top of that, I've had the pleasure of being able to be a special assistant U.S. attorney, SALSA, for the district office here as well.
Oh, no kidding. Well, good for you. And these other things that he's talking about doing is what we're here to talk about today. I'm going to ask you how you came to the route to come on Guam.
Actually, I kind of similar to the captain. I was actually in Afghanistan for a year-long deployment with the infantry, and one of my senior officials came to me and says, "Hey, we got a new position in Guam. Do you want to go?" And I said, wow, that would be great, because I like traveling. I've been stationed in the Pacific and Japan and a couple of different places before. I love going outside the continental U.S. and seeing new things. Yeah. And it was a great opportunity to bring my kids here and my family so that they could see and experience something outside regular USA.
So you have had so far, you've been here for,
2 years.
2 years,
Yep.
and you've been here for
About a year and 2 months.
a year and 2 months. So you're loving it?
It's great.
Guam comes with that history, though.
Yes.
Do you agree?
It does.
Guam comes with it. Did you know this before you set foot on the island?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Isn't
that amazing?
You know, probably coming from the States, when you tell your family, I'm going to Guam, and they go, where is Guam?
Yeah.
Because when you look at the map of the world, Guam is a very small island in the middle of a great big ocean,
Yeah.
So once you
So
identify
it looks like there's no
where
landing strip when you see it on a map. But the significance of
Absolutely.
Marines to Guam, you learned when you got here?
Yes.
What was that like to see? I'll ask both of you that question. So what was that like
Well,
to learn that part of the Marine history?
Well, I knew a little bit about it just because it's, in the island hopping campaign of our history, you kind of get the sense of, okay, we did an island hopping campaign in the Pacific and this is what it resulted in. So, I knew the surface of it. I didn't realize the spectrum of it until I got here and I started working with Liberation and I started working with local organizations and really started learning.
Wow, we really are kind of a big deal around here.
Yeah, and it wasn't until then that I found out how closely we're tied with the local residents and what a pleasure it is to be here. So.
Yeah. How about you, Raphael?
It was similar in that sense. Whenever the monitor first started talking to me about it, I started doing a little research. And then once I got here and started actually doing a little bit more reading and actually getting a little bit more into the history of it, it was an eye-opener to see how literally a very small, relatively small piece of land played such a major role in the Marine Corps history and in the nation's history as well. So it was definitely an eye-opener and a privilege to actually be a part of us, coming back and rebuilding that history and that legacy here.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you for sure. And we do have a lot to talk about. I know it looks like we're just doing a bio on a couple of Marines in Guam, but that's not the case. A couple of very big events are coming up on Guam. One of them is a Marine Corps Ball, which everyone knows about. And the other, I think you're doing Toys for Tots as well. That's an ongoing mission of the Marine Corps, and we are going to talk about that as well. We have got fruit, as usual, and we have Marines. What all do you need? We're in Kings, and we're something to talk about. Come on back, we'll talk more. I hope you're enjoying your night. Thank you for joining us again on Something to Talk About. We have Marines in with us today, and we are at the lovely King's Restaurant. They've given us food, and they've given us this. But I'm not going to say anything about it because someone at the table has never had it. So we'll talk about that in a second. In the meantime, the Marine Corps has a presence in Guam now. And which is very nice because we have had over the years a Marine presence, and many of them have been retirees, and they have done a fantastic job of keeping us, keeping the Marines in the zone. Now the Marine Corps Ball has become like another talked about. I don't know whose idea that was to make it such a big deal as it was, but as it has been. But it's a party. It's a party now. It's a party now. November 10th, 1775. What does that mean to you?
Whew. When we go through boot camp, Patty, you're indoctrinated from the very beginning that our birth is a long, illustrious history of where we come from and what we've done for the country. And so, like you mentioned, in 1775, the Second Continental Congress stood up the Continental Marines. And that's what we trace our lineage back to.
Yeah.
So for 239 years, we have been doing everything we can to protect our freedoms in America and serve America in whatever way she deems necessary.
But I have talked to many Marines about this. I've had many interviews with Major Neil Fisher about this as well, and his predecessors. Is there something that happens, personally, intimately within you when nobody else is watching, or when you're along with your fellow comrades and on deployment, that happens on that date, wherever you are?
Well, sure. All around the world, different Marine Corps organizations will celebrate the Marine Corps birthday. And that's, like you said, whether you're deployed to a foreign country, whether you're in the field, which, if we're out exercising someplace, or whether we're in what we call garrison or just a regular base.
Yeah.
We take time to stop and reflect on our history and take pride in those who have gone before us, the sacrifices of those who have gone before us, and we kind of rededicate ourselves to why we're here and why we serve.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It is huge.
I know for me, being a little bit younger in the Corps, it's one of those moments where I'm reflecting on, what I've been able to see so far, but more importantly, reflecting on the ones that have come before me, and acknowledging what they have, accomplished and the groundwork that they have laid for us. And like you said, it's a personal kind of a remotivation, recharging of the batteries, kind of getting you propped up for another year. Because when we sit down and we talk about the birthday ball, and we talk about the birthday and we read the message, those type of things for us younger Marines is something that we cherish, and that kind of gets us back into that motivated mode every year and takes us through the next 365.
Motivation is a big deal.
It is.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but
Yes.
the ball we have here on Guam is very unique. Normally, if you're with a regular unit, the ball is predominantly all Marines because it's the Marines who are assigned to that organization or that
Right,
unit.
right.
Here on Guam, because we have such a community of support, between all of the veterans who have served and community organizations who believe in the Marine Corps and appreciate the Marine Corps, our ball is mostly non-military because, as you know, we only have a handful of active duty Marines here. So,
For now.
For now.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit unusual as Marine Corps balls go because
okay.
most of the audience is civilian, not active duty.
I never even would have noticed that. I would
Absolutely.
never have thought that to be.
Yeah.
So does that mean that when this buildup is in full force and more Marines are coming here, that it will start to close off? Or it'll just be a bigger party?
I'm thinking it's going to be a
I
bigger
think
party.
it's just going to be a
We're
bigger
going to have
party.
to get a larger venue.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the bigger party. I
gonna be a
think the
bigger
bigger party is the best way to go. Tell me about the event first of all, because it was unprecedented last year.
Well, good. I'm glad you liked it. So this year we're back at the Hyatt. It'll be November 8th. Cocktail hour starts at 5:30. We had Prominence last year for our after party, and everybody loved it so much we asked them back again.
Good for you. They're great. They're great band.
So they're going to do 4 sets for us this year. So if you come to the ball, you better be ready to party afterwards.
Yeah, you're going to need to dance. That's the thing. Okay, so it's at the Hyatt, and what day is it again? I'm sorry.
November 8th.
November 8th.
Tickets are running out. We only have about 100 tickets left to go.
Okay.
But a big part of our birthday ball is not just the party aspect. I mean, yes, we like to get together, and it's a lot of camaraderie and reminiscing and that kind of thing. But also, like we talked about, it's a time to honor our past. So part of the ceremony includes honoring our past, a cake cutting ceremony. We have a guest of honor naturally, and so a lot of it is historically driven.
No, honestly, the very beginning part of it is pretty intense.
Yeah.
It is pretty intense, and you don't mess around at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the young men and women over at the Ukadu JROTC
Yeah.
are kind enough to help us out with the ceremony because we actually don't have enough Marines to be in
build,
the ceremony.
Yeah, they're
So
fantastic. These kids from
are very
Ukadu
good.
High School with Ernest Turner up there, doing a fantastic job bringing the first Marine Corps ROTC program,
Yes.
JROTC program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's got a great program. He's got about 200.
Oh,
young
he's
men
got
and
that.
women.
He's got that many now.
It's a huge program, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it's grown that much.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to him
And the
about
school
that.
is very supportive. So
Yeah.
he's
I
he's
bet.
doing a great job.
Yeah,
up there.
he is a wonderful man, and his wife Pearl is just a great gal. She cooked for you yet? Oh, okay. Wait on that one then.
I will say I would be remiss if I didn't thank our sponsors for the ball because without them we wouldn't be able to have such a big celebration because we are so small. So if it's okay, I just a quick
Absolutely, go
shout
ahead.
out for the Navy League, Hawaiian Rock Products, J&G, Ambrose, Deloitte, Black Construction, and PDN,
Okay.
who help us out and help us put that together. And I just hope that a lot of the veterans on island choose to join us and celebrate our history together.
Now, are you selling tickets at the moment? And is there another place that you can go? Is there a website? Or
Actually, there's a phone number. If you
Okay.
call 355-2338, that's where our ticket sales are being done from. It's actually in our office. We've got one of our folks who are doing ticket sales.
How are you going to get the tickets to the people?
We deliver them.
See, that's the way to go these days. That's a newfangled way. Is to deliver the tickets. That's awesome. Another really big event, and this is all you, Raphael.
Exactly.
Toys for Tots.
Toys for Tots. It is in full swing, and we are excited about what we've got going on this year. Every year here in Guam, for the past 6 years, we've done the Toys for Tots program. And the unique thing about it, and one of the great things for me, and the reason why it's such a privilege for me, is that everything that we collect here on Guam stays here on Guam. So it's really the community here supporting the other families in the community here on Guam. So, in years past, we've been, honored and privileged enough to have the Chamber of Commerce work with us.
Right.
And this year they've stepped up the game even more, and they've sponsored the Toys for Tots High School Challenge. So thanks to the Chamber, we've now got our high school students competing with each other to see which high school can collect the most toys.
Wow.
And there's a cash prize, and the winning high school will receive $1,000, as well as a second and third place cash prize as well. So that program alone is really involving more of the community and getting the message out there and having the high school students get involved in the collection process. And then in addition to that, we've also partnered with the Christmas Care Force. So now whenever you see a Toys for Tots box, you can not only just put new unwrapped toys in the box, but you can also put those non-perishable food items as well as the infant and maternity items as well in the box. And we'll make sure that those get back to the families as well.
So who are the families and where are they actually going?
Okay, so if a family's interested in getting put on the distribution list or receiving toys or receiving items, they can go to the Salvation Army, and they have a whole process. They're staffed with the appropriate personnel to get you on the list and to make sure that you have the information for the distribution date. So you can contact the Salvation Army as well as the Catholic Social Service for more information about that.
Okay, and so we'll do that. In the meantime, there are boxes everywhere, donation boxes, and honestly, this is a season-long event.
It is.
Yeah.
It kicked off a couple of weeks ago, and
Yeah.
it will be collecting all the way up through December 12th.
And it's unwrapped toys. Is
Unwrapped.
what you're
New
looking
unwrapped
for.
toys.
And for any age group up to
0 to 17. So we
17,
collect
okay.
for all age groups. So it's a great program. It's a great opportunity for the community once again to help out other community members. And if you're looking for the locations, which are I believe now 38 because we got an additional additional one today. We got 38 locations, almost double locations from last year. So it's already getting a lot of momentum due to the new programs that we've endeavored on. You can go to our website at marines.mil. Let's just search Marine Corps Activity Guam, as well as Facebook at Facebook.com/USMC Guam, or follow us on Twitter at MCA Guam.
Okay, at marines.com.
If you go to marines.mil,
Okay,
and then you just search for Marine Corps Activity Guam.
Okay, got
You'll
it.
bring up our unit page, and then you can also go to Facebook at facebook.com/USMC Guam.
Okay, and then all of these are distributed by the time Christmas rolls around?
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're all dropped off. And you guys wrap them yourselves?
No. The way it works is that we collect the toys and we separate them by age groups, and then we do a mass kind of transfer and delivery to the Salvation Army, and then from the Salvation Army,
They pick it up
and
and-
they do the distribution from
Because
their
I would have
resources.
loved to see a bunch of Marines sitting there wrapping these toys and all that. Yeah.
I don't know. We're a little, we're all thumbs over here.
I
so-
get you.
I was
I am
gonna say,
too.
it may not be the prettiest wrapping
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
would have seen.
Heartfelt, but maybe not
Yeah.
pretty.
It's all in the sentiment. Don't look at the wrapping.
Exactly.
Well, you must be maybe, I don't know, missing the weather during that time of the year. You've been here for at least one of winter on Guam.
It's different for me.
I bet, huh?
Last Christmas and last winter was a little bit was a
Yeah,
unique
were you
experience.
hot?
I was hot, and
Yeah.
it was very interesting to see Christmas lights on palm trees,
Oh, yeah.
and
That's,
not having
isn't
an
that
ounce
beautiful,
of chill
though, now?
level.
It is, yeah.
That's like the coolest thing.
I definitely Instagrammed and took pictures. And sent
I
them
bet
back-
you
sent
did.
them
Were they
back home.
freaking out?
They were a little bit jealous.
Yeah, I bet.
As they were battling with the feet of snow.
Yeah,
I
see.
was showing them our Christmas on
Yeah.
the beach. So
How about you, Pauline? What did your family think about you?
We love it out here, but I'm trying to figure out, maybe you could help me with
Okay.
this. So I hear that there's a rainy season and a dry season.
Yes.
But having been here for 2 years, I'm still trying to find the dry season. Because
Yeah, it hasn't happened.
I have kind of figured out that it's rainy and less rainy.
Yeah,
is the only thing I can
apparently
do.
we're in the dry season, which is like a day long. So in fact, there's a thunderstorm happening above us as we speak. Yeah, that's our snow. Welcome to it. Welcome to fall. Well, you have now been here a year and a half, almost year and a half. You've had an opportunity to immerse yourself in the culture. Pretty cool. Eating the food. I'm sure they've been feeding you to death.
Absolutely.
it's been a lot of food. I've
Yeah.
had to sometimes back away from the plate, and try to push away from the table a little
I
bit.
know, and look at what happened here. So I know that you didn't want. He said, "I don't want anything to eat, really." I'm like, "Yeah, but I didn't ask you if you wanted to eat because this is what we do here. This is King's Kelaguen. Now, this is chicken.
Okay.
You're cool with that, right?
I'm cool. I'm
And
cool with
I
that.
was gonna do some peppers, but you both looked at me like. And whenever somebody looks at me like that, I'm like, okay, they can take me down in 60 seconds. I will just let it go. But I wanted you to try the Kelaguen with the tatitas.
Kelaguen
The
is great.
tortillas or tatitas, as we say. Can you say?
So
Tatitas.
do I just put it on?
You
the,
just, yeah,
just put
you
it on
scoop
that
it out
thing.
and,
It's like, I don't
dip
like
it on there.
Yeah, let me take this off. You don't mind my fingers,
Oh, no,
do you?
you're fine.
Okay, because
You're good.
you're in the wrong place. If that
You
was
don't
the
have
case.
cooties or anything.
Only boys have cooties. Don't you know, girl? Only boys.
Okay, so just put it on the, and just kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like a regular dip.
And then it's
kinda
like
roll
cheese
it.
and crackers, but without the cheese. Oh, you folded it. Oh, look at you.
folded
Oh, see,
You
he's
got-
trying to be
no.
neat, he's-
You do what you got to do to make it
This stuff-
taste good.
this stuff is
You like
great.
this though. I mean,
This is really
this is
great.
old food for you. Right?
It is, and it wasn't until after I had been here a while that I realized it comes with different proteins. Like they do a shrimp version
Oh,
and a beef
yeah.
version and
They do like a raw beef version, just so you know. But is that? Oh, there's peppers in there. Did you catch one? Is that how's that? Okay, good. Do you like that?
It's good.
Isn't that
It's
good?
good. It's really good.
People that have tried this and then been on the mainland usually call me. Collins, they always say things like, "Oh, I tried your chicken pelican."
Oh yeah,
Right? They don't know what to.
No.
But it's addicting, don't you think?
it's great.
So
it's
what
really
actually
good.
is Kelaguen? If it's not like is it just the way you prepare it?
Yeah. I always say, when in doubt, Kelaguen it.
Okay.
Just Kelaguen. It's any sort of thing that you want to add lemon to, and onions and chili peppers and coconut, which normally goes in that. I don't know if there's any
Now
in
I'm
this
wasting
one.
on myself.
And yeah. You see, look how excited he's like.
I
It's
know.
spreading the love all over the place. Well, I'm glad you had an opportunity to taste that.
Thank
now, are we getting all gussied up?
See, now you're making fun of me because I'm using old
No,
words.
because you said gussied
I
up, and
did.
I use that
I
too.
forget that that's an old word.
No, but that's
but
cool though. We're old souls. That's how that works. So we're getting gussied up. for
I'm
the
getting
ball.
gussied up. I'm hoping that you get gussied up
I am
too
going
and
to the
come
ball.
with
I won't be wearing what you're wearing, but I'll be proud to be there.
us. Well,
that's
we'd
for
love
sure.
to have you. But yeah, absolutely, it's a formal event, as you
Okay.
know, because you've been there before.
Yes.
It's a formal event. It's a great event to, you and your spouse come out and enjoy an evening. We have a plated menu, so there's no standing in line for dinners or anything like that. We try to go all out for you because it's our most important day of the year, and we try to make it special for everybody.
And Prominence is playing. They're coming around for the
Absolutely.
second time. That's a
Those
great
guys are
band.
great.
There will be dancing, and there will be a lot of fun in the after party and all of that stuff. I really appreciate you guys coming around today.
No,
thank you for
so
having us.
much.
Are you glad you came?
I try. I got
Absolutely.
new food. I don't cook, so this is great. I'm
Oh, then
good
we'll
for
have
the
to
day.
send all of this home with you, more man.
Yeah, put it in the box. I'm good.
All right. Don't forget, it's the Marine Corps Ball, of course, is on November 2nd, and then 8th, and then the Toys for Tots all throughout the Christmas season. I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you. Semper Fi. Semper Fi.
Absolutely.